Alright, so I just got this chainsaw here. Makita cordless chainsaw. This is the 16-inch bar. Alright, let's look at it real quick. So 16 inches, right? 400 millimeters. Comes with two batteries, two 5 amp hour batteries. This is the whole kit with the bar, a chain. I also bought an extra chain. Here's the batteries. I just have it on the charger. So I also come with the charger. So two 5 amp hours, 18 volt, 5 amp hours. Right. So they're finished charging. Let's look at these cells real fast. Let's see the gears. So these are, let's see, Makita USA Incorporated, cell made in Korea, and further processing in Vietnam. So over here I have a older cell battery here. Look at that. Let's see, Makita USA, cell made in Singapore, further processing in China. So that's an older one. And this is actually not my original one. My original one I got for my impact driver was actually the cells were actually made in Japan. The whole thing was actually made in Japan. This is when this is like over 5 years ago when Makita first came out with this 18 volt, and my impact driver was actually also made in Japan as well. But anyways, enough of that. Go back to here. So I'm glad that these are not made in China. I just don't like things made in China. I'd rather have it made anywhere else but China. So anyways, so this is the dual charger, instead of one, and these two already finished charging. And the funny thing about this is that they're the same size. I'm not sure if they're the same weight or not. They feel the same. Man, I'm not sure how they made the 5 amp hour same weight as a 3 amp hour. Because there should be more cells in there. More cells means more weight. But it's not just the cells though. It's because there's a whole circuit board in here and electrical stuff to control those cells and keep them balanced and everything, keep them in good shape. So they both feel about the same. Okay, anyways, so let's go back to the chainsaw. Get some better lighting. Get underneath the light. So here's the chainsaw itself. So dual battery, obviously one on each side. Came with actually this was the extra one. I bought an extra one, but it came with this is the chain that it came with. It's an Oregon chain. I believe this one, the if I can remember right, the curve on this one, I think on the bar anyways, it's a 0.043, I believe, if I can remember right when I looked it up. And obviously also the bar, it's in here, the bar and the bar chain cover. So this thing doesn't actually come with the actual chainsaw case, which is actually, most people prefer that. But being an electric instead of a gas power, you don't really have to concern about too much because there's no fuel to spill, right? The only thing you have to worry about is where the bar oil is, and hopefully this thing is okay, because this on this end here is there's an O-ring here, so hopefully that seals. That seals along here. So hopefully this end seals. The only other thing that's opening is on this end. Let's see. Oops. So do that and lift it up like so. And you see the arrow line lifting out. So once that's up, you can take up this little piece here, like so. So it's all metal here and metal here. So where does the bar oil come out from? I think it comes out from right in here. There's a little hole right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think that's where the bar oil comes out from. Because I don't see any other spot where there's bar oil, and I can't really lift this off. There's this little thing here, and I don't want to take it off for now. I guess I could put a little screwdriver in here and lift this out so I could lift this up and see, but I'm pretty sure this is where the oil is. So got that there, and obviously this is where the chain wraps around here, and you know, and that's how this thing cuts. This side, so this little thing right here, this is the chain tensioner. It spins this little screw, you know, kind of like a worm drive, sort of, and it moves this pin back and forth to tension up the chain. You know, on the bar here. So there's a bar. Makita. Even though it's labeled Makita, it's probably made. I wonder if it's made by Makita. Yeah, it probably is made by Makita. I wasn't sure if it was made by Oregon or not, because the chain is an Oregon chain. But you know, this thing says Makita on it, and even right here, it's Makita. 3/8 of an inch. Let's see if you guys can see that. 3/8 of an inch, 56. I think that's how many links it has, but I'm not exactly sure. I think that's the links. The next number is 1.1, which is millimeters, or 0.043 inches. That's basically 1.1 millimeters. 1 millimeter is 0.0395-ish or somewhere around there, if I can remember right, or close to that. So this goes on like so, right? And that little pin here will basically it's on the bottom, so it will go in here. So this goes back and forth. And the other thing about this also is that if you notice the upper hole. The upper hole here lines up with this slot here where the bar oil comes out. So it will go into this upper hole in here, and you look down through here, you can actually see the hole, you know, down here. So basically, in both holes you could do that. You know, you could basically, as you use your chain and let's say you need to sharpen the chain, and, you know, so you take it out and put on another chain or resharpen it. When you do that, when you put it back on, it's a good idea to flip the bar around. You know, you rotate the bar so that way it wears out evenly. So so that's what that's on. It's a little sprocket on the side. This bar is really nice. Very nice bar. So it's like so. Grab one of those chains. So I got two of them. I got a backup one, so that way when when one's worn out, or one's not worn out, but one needs to be sharpened, I could put the fresh one on, and I could, you know, probably take this to like the and this thing's so oily. I could probably take this thing to like the chainsaw place, a place that, you know, that sharpens chainsaw, and have them sharpen it for me. And you could do it yourself, but when you do it yourself, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a pain. That's, you know, it's a lot of work for such a short amount of you know, it's a lot of work for you to do it yourself, whereas you could just pay someone to do it, and it's only like, I think it's only like $5 or something like that they charge you. So that's dirt cheap. So alright, so I got the chain out here, and on the chain here you can see, you actually see little arrows in which way it points. But if you're not sure, you actually feel the cutting edge itself. You actually feel which end is actually sharper. So if I push on this direction, you know, it's blunt. But if I go on this direction, I push it, and I can feel that sharpness. So that's the side it goes on. So let's look on this side, where the bar is. And this other on the inside here, you know, these are the basically the links that will attach to the sprocket on the tip of the bar, and also the
Also the drive wheel right here. So unfortunately it's like 9 or 10 o'clock right now. I think it's like 9 o'clock. So it's basically in the evening and it's raining right now outside, so I don't want to go outside. I just got home around 6 or 7 after work, and it's very dark, and you know, I think UPS or either that or FedEx delivered it when I was off working. So okay, so I got the chain in this side, put this in here like so. Obviously this end here is not quite lined up with the chain itself, so okay. Oops. So something like that. So it's like kind of hard to do this with the camera right in the way, but you know, I want you guys to see me put this on at least. So it's like so. All right. Like so. Everything should be in there, all right. All right. That's spinning. Okay. That looks good. Okay. Hope I can get this in here, and hopefully it lines right up with that pin. Actually, it's not lining up with the pin. It looks like I need to bring this pin closer to me. Basically, give it more slack. Give it a little bit more slack there, like so. Just need to line this pin up with the hole here. Okay, so it lines up with the hole, and also it fits right in here, so I basically eyeballed it just right. Okay, so it's on there. I'm not gonna fully tighten it down. I'm just gonna leave it slightly, right, so about right here, so would be pretty much tightened up, but I'm gonna leave it about a quarter turn. That way I could tension up the chain right here. So looking at my how much slack I have here, this is a little bit too much slack, so I'm gonna tighten it up a little bit. Still a little bit too much there. So this is I think this is my third chainsaw. The first chainsaw I had was actually my dad's. He didn't use it. He bought it when I was, I think, still a teenager, and he didn't really use it much, and I took it, but it was like, you know, it's one of those hardware store chainsaws, you know, cheap, low-end chainsaw. So it didn't work all that great. So I think it's still a little bit too loose there. See, look at the middle of the bar here. Still things a little bit too loose. And being a new chain, it's gonna, the initial break-in, it's gonna, you know, the pin's gonna wear out, so it's gonna seem like the chain stretched a little bit. Oops. I don't know what Makita says. What the look at the owner's manual real fast. Let's see what Makita says about tensioning it up. So this is the model on the box, XCU04. Specification. Blah, blah, blah. see. Anything here on chain tension? Talks about the battery, chain brake. Just chain adjusting, that's lubrication. Removing a installing chainsaw, adjustment dial, but how much tension do you want? Oh, here it is, adjusting chain tension. Yada yada. Let's see. Here it is. So I think right here, this is the what it says. Blah blah. Turn the dial. Negative to loose, positive to tighten. Tighten the saw chain. Tighten the saw chain until the lower side of the saw chain fits in the guide bar rail as illustrated. So illustrated here. What the hell? Adjust the dial, guide bar. Okay. It doesn't actually say how much tension there should be though. It says how as illustrated, so it's in there. And it shows that it's in the bar. Maybe I have too much tension. So anyway, so like I said, this is my third chainsaw. The second one I had, the first one I had was my, like I said, my dad's. Then so that was the first one. The second one I had was actually a buddy of mine gave me a chainsaw. Okay, I see it. So see how when it's loosened, the chain just kind of hangs below the bar. As I tighten it up, you could actually see it coming up. Once this comes up and basically touches the bar there, just about there, that's all the tension you need. Okay. So my second one, a friend of mine gave me a God, I can't remember what brand it was now. It was some one of the pro brand. It wasn't a Steel or a Husqvarna. It was one of the other brands, one of the other pro brand. So tighten this down. Okay. One of the other pro brand ones, but being a two-stroke and and I don't use a chainsaw very often. Usually only around the winter time or so, maybe spring. So that thing sits a lot, and having a carburetor freaking sucks. I hate carburetors. So I'm gonna give that back to him. That's his backup one. So I'm gonna give that back to him, and I only used it once, I think. And he gave it to me. How long did he give it to me? I think he gave it to me like over a year ago. And I only used it once. Maybe 2 years ago that he gave it to me, and I only used it once. And I tried to use it a second time a year later, but the carb got clogged up and I had to clean it up, and I said forget it. So anyway, so I end up needing another one, or wanting an electric one, so I don't have to dick around with the carburetor. So here's the brake right here. So that's brake. This is brake release, brake on. And that's it. And I'm not gonna run it right now because I'm in the house. And this is my dog's bed right here. So I'll do another video maybe on running it, and cutting some logs that I've some trees that I cut down with a sawzall. That took forever using a sawzall. So this should be a lot faster. Overall, it looks pretty nice. It's not too heavy. Let's get the batteries on over here. See, that's the old one, new one. See how heavy this thing is with the batteries on here. 1, 2. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's Yeah, it's not too bad. Right now, the way that I'm holding it, it feels like it's kind of, it's very balanced right here. What its bar is, what its front handle. I think the weight is slightly towards the rear. The weight slightly towards the rear, which is good because being two-handed, two-handled, you want the weight to be somewhere between the two handles. So it feels about right. So holding it like this, I can feel the weight slightly towards the rear, but holding it both hands, obviously, this is where the center of the mass is, around right here. Holding it like this, I could feel more weight towards the front. So, anyways, yeah, that's my new chainsaw. And why I chose Makita is because I like Makita tools. I think they make really good tools overall. There isn't necessarily any specific thing that they might make very well, but overall everything they make is pretty good. And because I have all my other battery power tools are also Makita, so basically the thing with battery power tools is once you get whatever type of battery, you're kind of stuck with that type of battery. Otherwise, you got to do all kinds of battery change your thing, and that's just too much of a hassle. It's better to just stick with one battery. So since I already have Makita, that's what I went with. The only one battery thing that I have that's not Makita is my DeWalt miter saw, and that's that flex volt, 20 volt, 60 volt, or 120 volt. And the reason why I chose that one over Makita was because that one, there's a 12-inch saw. The saw blade is 12 inches instead of the Makita one. The biggest one they have is 10 inches. So I think in the miter saw, the DeWalt one is probably the flex volt. It's probably the highest end one of all of them. And I was gonna get I was thinking about getting the DeWalt chainsaw. But I decided to go with Makita instead. Partly because I needed new batteries, because my other batteries, all the other batteries I have, all those 3 amp hour batteries I had, 2 of them anyway, 2 of the original ones are both dead. So this other 3 amp hour that I have that you saw earlier in the video is it's a couple years old now, so it probably has another couple years left of life, because those original batteries I had lasted me, let me see, when did I first buy them? I think I first bought those back in 2012 maybe. So 2012, now it's 2018, almost 2019. So 6 years, almost 7 years, 6-7 years that they lasted me. So anyway, I needed new batteries. So instead of buying separate batteries, because batteries by themselves are, they're pretty pricey. So it's actually cheaper to get 2 set of batteries with this whole chainsaw. And this is the same size as the other one, so there's no, as a 3 amp hour, so there's no disadvantage of getting the 5 amp. It just lasts longer. Weighs the same, right? Just pretty much weighs the same. So that's why I stuck with this. Yeah. So that was the reason, my reasoning basically behind getting, sticking to Makita. The 2 reasons was stuck with the battery, and because I needed new batteries. Even though with the DeWalt I had the 2 batteries from the DeWalt, so I could use that. But at the same time, if I bought the DeWalt chainsaw, I would still need to get Makita batteries, because I only have 1 battery left now, only that 1 3 amp hour. So I needed basically new batteries. So instead of buying the batteries by themselves, get the whole chainsaw. It's cheaper. All right, so here's my chainsaw. I will do a cutting video sometime in the next week or so. It's actually raining outside, and I think it's going to be raining tomorrow as well, so I don't want to be doing anything in the rain. And actually, I'm kind of busy with work this next week or so, so I might not have enough not have enough time until maybe next week to do a cutting video. So here's the bar cover. So it's kind of a sloppy fit. I would have been nice if it was a tighter fit, but I think they made this
I think this is like a generic cover for multiple chainsaws, so that's why it's probably kind of a loosey goosey fit. But anyways, the main thing is that it covers those saw blades, the saw blades themselves, so that way you don't cut yourself. So that's it. All right, thanks for watching.